Hello folks, this is Peter Maris from the Resource Financial Group. During the last 2 months' videos, we discussed income tax planning and income tax preparation. So today let's talk about another important part of your financial life, estate planning. Now let me clarify today's agenda. We're not going to talk about the basic tenets of estate planning, but rather a few nuances that I feel are important for you to know. Your estate is comprised of everything you own. It's made up of your investment portfolio, your home, bank accounts, cars, and even the life insurance policies you own. Everything. Estate planning is a process of arranging for the management and transfer of your assets during your life and after your eventual death. Let's begin with talking about beneficiaries. What are beneficiaries? Well, a beneficiary is a person or persons who will inherit your assets upon your death. Simple, right? Well, did you know that the named beneficiary of any financial instrument supersedes what is written in your will or trust? What do I mean? Well, for example, if you state in your will or trust that your IRA will be inherited by your son, and you have a beneficiary designation form on file that says it should go to your daughter, guess what? Your son is out of luck and your daughter will inherit the IRA because, again, the beneficiary form supersedes the wishes stated in your will or trust. As you might imagine, this can get very complex. This is why reviewing beneficiary designation forms regularly, especially after any major life event, is critical. Perhaps you've changed your mind and want to amend your estate plan. Has one of your beneficiaries fallen out of favor with you? Are your grandchildren now old enough to receive a direct inheritance from you? If any of these events are true, it may be time to review your beneficiary designation forms. Also, please check your beneficiary forms with your organizations outside of our firm as well for life insurance policies, HSA accounts, and especially your bank. Banks are notorious for misplacing beneficiary forms. Let's move to trustees. A trustee is an individual in charge of fulfilling the wishes you have outlined in your living trust. It is similar to what an executor is in a simple will. When you choose a trustee, I would encourage you to pick someone who has good judgment and can objectively look at what is being asked of them. First and foremost, if you have children, I do not believe that choosing one of your children to be your trustee is a good idea. There's one caveat here. It may work for you if you only have one child, but I would still tread lightly here. Why, you may ask? Well, grief and money are a powerful and dangerous combination. Discussions surrounding estates and finances after a loved one passes away are emotionally charged. And you may think that your children get along well and would never argue over money after your death. Well, that may be true, folks, but many family counselors and therapists claim that sibling rivalry is alive and well in society today and is often buried in everyday lives. All it takes is a crisis like the death of a parent for sibling rivalry to come to life. We've all heard the stories about families torn apart by disagreements about their parents' estate. Children who feel cheated or shortchanged often lash out. This can mean the end of the sibling relationship, which is unfortunate and potentially avoidable. I often recommend selecting an objective third party to serve as your trustee or executor, someone who is not a beneficiary and someone who can make decisions apart from the family. One estate planning option I believe you should consider is not only to name a trustee who is objective and not a beneficiary, but also to appoint another individual to act as a trust protector. A trust protector is someone who will oversee the trustees and confirm that the trustee is doing a good job regarding administering your estate. If the trust protector deems that the trustee is not doing the job correctly, the trust protector may remove the trustee and appoint a new trustee who will do the job properly. So how do you determine how to distribute the assets in your estate? It's very challenging to determine the appropriate way to do this. Fearing complexities, many people decide to distribute their entire estate to their heirs immediately after their deaths without worrying about the effects of such a decision. What do I mean about the effects of such a decision? Well, if you have a beneficiary who is living close to the vest, paycheck to paycheck, or simply living a modestly successful life, it may be more of a curse than a blessing to drop a large amount of money into their lap. Now, I've heard clients say that my kids are smart, they would never spend their inheritance responsibly. And folks, I'm not implying they would. It may not be any discretion by your child, but something out of their control that derails them. A crooked business venture might take them. A divorce may occur, or someone might sue them once they know that there's a very large payday on the horizon. One tactic you can use to protect your loved ones is by delaying or staggering your distributions. By breaking up the distribution of your assets into at least 2 tranches, you can avoid some of the pitfalls I mentioned and be doing your children and heirs a favor. One option is as simple as distributing half of the inheritance upon the death of the second parent and the balance in 3 to 5 years. Why so long? Well, suppose the beneficiary does something foolish or somehow loses the first distribution of money. In that case, they have time to think about what occurred before receiving the balance of their inheritance. Simple? Sure. Effective? Highly. I recommend you consider these options to safeguard your estate and your family, especially if you have a significant net worth and a more complex estate plan. Folks, you've worked a lifetime to accumulate your assets, and by preparing for tomorrow, you can rest assured today. This is why we are here, to help you relax and feel confident about the decisions you've made about your financial life. Well, folks, that's it for this month's video. Please remember that nothing in this video is a personal recommendation. If you are curious about anything I mentioned or have a specific question, please call Ashley at the office and let's schedule some time to talk. We're here for you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you back here next month. Thank you.